Thank you. Appreciate you guys being out here. I'm glad we got the word out for those that maybe had to leave the meet early or whatever. Thank you, throwers. I know you have the day off, but you'll be out here soon enough. You can go eat. Okay. Now, a few things to go over. Because I don't think everybody understands necessarily how it works, how point scoring works in a meet. Okay? And just in case you already do, it's a good refresher. Alright, and that's going to lead me into a couple other things I want to go over today. First of all, on the relays, okay, the winner takes all. You either get 5 points or 0. Okay? If you win the relay, you get 5, second place 0. Okay, all the other, there's 2 relay events. Okay? The 4x1 and the 4x4. We're talking about a standard, dual, tri-meet, league meet here. Okay, not invitationals because they do that a little bit differently. And we'll talk about how they score league championships and such when we get there. All right? There's 16 total events, so the other 14 events are scored 5, 3, 1. Okay, first place gets 5, second place 3, third place 1. Okay? You need 68.5 points or more to win. Okay? So, every point matters. Okay? If you get 68, it's going to be a tie. There's 136 available points. Whatever her name was. Okay, now, why do I bring that up? Because if we take both relays, that's 10 points. Okay, so you need another 126 points. Okay, over 14 events. So if you get, what is that, second and third in 8 of them, that'd be 32, 42, right? Actually 10 events, okay? Make sure my math is right. 10 events, second and third, that'd be 40. 4 more would be 20, that'd be 60 plus the relays, all right? That'd be 70 points, which is kind of a magic number, all right? 6, you can get a half a point if you share. Like 2 people finish with the same mark in 3rd place, like on a field event, then they'll split those points. That's how you get to those halves. But if we're just talking about trying to get to 70, which is a good mark to shoot for, then you need both relays, right? 4 events, you can get first in, and then you get the rest in second or thirds, and you can win that meet. The reason I'm telling you that is because I think it's important to understand that all the places matter. Okay, and when we're talking about everybody having a role to play, okay, that's what we're talking about. It's not just about being the fastest or winning, it's about getting that second or third place, and also, cross-country runners get this, is displacing somebody else from getting a point on the other team. Right? If you can get in front of their person who's going to get second or whatever and push them back, then they get less points. Or push them out of the running at all. Okay? So we all have that role to play. That's why we should always be improving, and that's what we should be striving for. Okay? Now, Einstein once said, and I probably won't get it verbatim, but I'll tie in how it works for you, is we're all, everything, animals, whatever, however you want to categorize it, humans, etc., are born geniuses. Okay? But if you were to observe a fish trying to climb a tree, you would observe that that fish sees itself as a failure its whole life. Because it was never meant, and it is not in its innate nature to know or have the wherewithal to climb a tree. Okay, it knows how to swim and do what it's supposed to do, survive, because that's how animals work. It's instinctual, and they just act on survival. Okay? And the meaning behind it is this. Okay, this is how I'm going to tie it in for you guys. We as humans get in our own way sometimes because we have that conscious decision to make decisions, or that conscious reasoning to make decisions to for other reasons than just quote-unquote survival. Okay? So maybe you do a certain event because your friends do it. Maybe you do a certain event just because you think that's the one that's more fun or whatever. But what we need to make sure we avoid is having fish that are trying to climb a tree, because it's not going to work. So if you think you have talents that can be better served somewhere else, you need to let us know that. And if we think you have talents somewhere else, we're going to let you know that. Because we need to cover all bases and all events, so we can get those points. Because we can be really good. We can go from ordinary to extraordinary. But like I said, we need to cover all 16 events. Right? So we have, for instance, we have Tori in the shot and disc. She's doing a great job. Okay? I think she's going to be really good. But no matter how, she could be the best in the state of California, which would be really good. If you're the best in the state of California, you're in good company. But in any dual meet, right, she's going to get 10 points for it, which is awesome. But if we just give away second and third, they're going to have 8, our opponent. And she only gives us that 2-point gap. Okay? Or she's only able to. I'm not saying she's only giving us that, because that's awesome. But I'm just saying that if we're just giving points away, so maybe you say, hey, you know, I tend to, in the weight room, whatever, I'm stronger than some of my friends. Hey, maybe I can try this out. You have a great opportunity to learn how to do shot and disc. That's one example. Besides, she could use some company because she's amongst all these guys. Okay? Some bathe, some not. Okay? So, that's just one example. Or maybe you can help out at distance, or maybe you can help in jumps, or pole vault, or sprint, whatever the case is. But take an inventory, see where you are. Maybe you're in the right spot, that's awesome. Most of you are. I don't know, but if you have a yearning or you saw something that you think you can contribute, then let us know. Okay? Let us know. Because it's important. Don't be the fish trying to climb the tree. It doesn't really work. Alright? Good. Now, Charles Blondin, if I'm saying it correctly, was the first man to walk across Niagara Falls on a tightrope. Okay? Amazing feat. Whether it was way back when he did it or even now. Okay? It takes a lot of skill. But here's something interesting. He walked across Niagara Falls on a tightrope, and he looked at the crowd and he says, how many of you believe I can walk across on the tightrope? And they were like, oh yeah, we believe, because we just saw you do it. Right? And then he takes a wheelbarrow and he walks across the tightrope, the other side. And how many of you believe I can walk across? They were all in, excited. Yeah, you did it, saw you do it, that's awesome. Then his manager climbs in the wheelbarrow. And he takes him in the wheelbarrow and he walks across again, the tightrope across Niagara Falls. How many of you believe I can do it? Yeah, you can do it, you're awesome, woo, Charles. Okay? I don't know if that's how they cheered back then. And then, because they saw him do it. And then he said to the crowd, he said, who wants to be next? Right? Nobody raised their hand. Because even though they saw it happen, they lacked the faith that he would be able to pull it off a second time. They weren't willing. Okay? And that, you know the two handles and a barrel. It's fine. I'm just trying to explain it. Like you see in the garden sometimes.
Yeah, but how do they move?
Well, it has a tire on it. Okay? She's going to explain to you what it is. Okay? Now, so, my point there is, it's easy to just say you have faith, especially when you see it happen, but when put to the test, do you really have the faith? Like, I know when I have the faith in whatever I ask of the coaching staff, they will pull it off. And I have the faith they're going to give you the best plan to be at your best when it's necessary. And I feel that they have the same faith in myself. And there's runners here that I know, or participants, athletes that have that same faith. But we still need to grow that faith and work on it. This week we had other topics to cover, so I didn't get a lot of opportunities to touch on the faith thing, but I wanted to talk to you about that. Because it is believing in something that you can't see and just knowing that it's going to happen. Saw a lot of good marks yesterday. I was finally had a chance to look at the results, okay, because I don't see a lot during the meet. And good stuff. Really good stuff. Good stuff coming on the horizon from marks from the greenhorns. And then those veterans are at a place that is really good based on where we are in the season. Okay? So the other thing is, I talked a lot about it last year, and because we're talking about the virtues, I haven't had a chance to say a lot about it this year, but please understand, you really help yourself if you are process-oriented instead of results-oriented. If you only look at the results and you worry about the other person and their results, it's a disservice. You can't control them. You can't control a lot of extraneous outside influences. You can just control how you handle the situation. Okay? And how you train and how you recover and how you prepare. There's certain things you can control, there's a lot of stuff you can't. And if you're about the process, the results will come. Alright? Now lastly, I know last night, for the first time ever, right, pole vault finished before other events. Okay? Which is an awesome accomplishment. Now, I also know some of the throwers were upset because they were still throwing, and I was here having that meeting, and then people cleaned up and went about their business while they were still performing. I'm going to say two things to that. One, throwers, welcome to how the pole vaulters have felt for 12 years when people walk away. So don't think you're some exclusive club. Okay? And you should know that it does not feel good when people just leave you out there by yourself. We all have things to do, right? We all have to be somewhere. That city is getting popular. Okay? We all have to be somewhere. But when this stuff is going on, the reason I did wrap it up is I wanted to get stuff cleaned up because we have lacrosse breathing down our necks, right? To jump on and drop balls. So, because no one can catch in lacrosse apparently. So, so I needed to get that part done. But I do apologize. I did say to the team, they're still competing. If you get a chance to go over there, please do so. Okay? But understand, okay, we can do more than one thing. We could help clean up, walk to the shed, which is right by the ring, put stuff away, and go and cheer them on. Okay? So let's make sure we're looking at that. We're cognizant of it. We're aware of what's going on. We're getting to other events. We're getting to know our fellow athletes, all that good stuff. Okay? So I do appreciate all the work. I do think the meet went very well. Clean up, set up, hurdle crew, all that stuff. So awesome job on that. All right? Okay. You make sure you know what you're supposed to do Saturday. We have distance. They have a meet to go to this weekend out at Dublin High School for them, and then make sure the other event groups know what you're doing. Okay? Make sure you know where your coach wants you and what time and all that good stuff. Don't get confused because distance is talking about a meet. It's just for distance. Okay? All right. And if you want to go out there and cheer them on, it's going on all day. Okay? It's like, I think the first race is at 10:35, Ozzy?
Something like that, yeah.
All right.
Ends at like 9:30.
Okay, it's at Dublin High School. All right. Any questions on anything? No? Okay, I have heard from East Bay. They are they're making sure our stuff is going to be going out sooner than previously expected. I'm waiting for that exact date. I hope he gets a hold of me during practice today, and then I can let you know exactly when that'll be going out. But we will have it before our next meet. Okay? Awesome. Thank you for listening. Awesome job yesterday. I know we came up on the short side with the guys, but couple other things, and we turn that around, and I have no reason to believe that come E-Ball Championships time, we will turn that around. All right, and girls, let's hear for them again. We haven't started that. Go for that double championship this year. Double championship. All right? Okay, let's bring it up.